Now to the redistricting battle. Today, California Republicans filed an emergency petition with the state Supreme Court. They say the current redistricting efforts are unconstitutional. The 432-page document alleges that redistricting violates the state's constitution. They say it bypasses the 30-day public review period for new legislation and takes away voters' right to independent redistricting.
That as long as I have breath in my body, I'm going to fight every step of the way this from happening. Every loophole that they do, every constitutional measure that they break, we're going to challenge them in court.
Well, we did reach out to a spokesperson for Yes on 50. They say the petition is, quote, an attempt to protect Trump's power grab and prevent the voters from having their say on Prop 50, end quote. Keep in mind, just last week, Governor Gavin Newsom signed the package of bills that creates that special election for November 4th. ABC 10's Becca Habegger has a recap of how we got here and what comes next.
Earlier this summer, President Trump asked Texas to flip 5 of their congressional seats from Democrat to Republican in hopes of maintaining control of the House of Representatives after the 2026 midterm elections. Texas Republicans answered the call last month, proposing redrawn congressional maps they believe would achieve that goal. In response, Governor Newsom on July 31st announced plans to redraw California's congressional districts to counter Texas.
An act that we could criticize from the sideline or an act that we can respond to in kind, fight fire with fire.
California's proposed maps aim to flip 5 Republican seats to Democratic seats. But here's the catch. Whereas Texas can change its maps with a vote by lawmakers, and they did that this week, in California, it's not so simple. Back in 2008, California voters passed a constitutional amendment establishing an independent redistricting commission. That bipartisan group is in charge of redrawing California's congressional districts every decade after new census data come out. So in order for California to change its maps like this mid-decade and to favor Democrats, first, lawmakers have to approve them, which they did this week at the Capitol after much heated debate.
What's happening here is simple. Gavin Newsom and Democrat politicians are trying to ram through a corrupt redistricting scheme to rig California's elections. It's undermining both the letter and the spirit of the California Constitution.
The legislature is entitled to propose amendments to the state constitution. And unlike Texas, we are taking it to the voters. We are acting now to save our future.
The maps passed in the state legislature, but they won't go into effect unless voters also approve them. In a special statewide election on November 4th, voters will be asked whether to bypass the Independent Redistricting Commission for the next 3 election cycles, 2026, 2028, and 2030, and use these redrawn maps. That means we can all expect to see a lot of money spent on vote no and vote yes campaigns in the next 2.5 months.